ENHLANZENI and the leadership of the province, the provincial chair and the provincial secretary. And good afternoon to all delegates to this conference. Molweni Maqabane. Ndiyanibingelela. Comrades, we are in the process of preparing for the General Council of the ANC. Last week we convened the general meetings of the ANC throughout the provinces, in all the regions. I'm sure yourselves you participated. We then this week convened a provincial meeting of the PC and the regional committees only. Today, that meeting took place with the exception of ENHLANZENI region because of this conference. But we proceeded with the discussion document with the comrades of the province of Mpumalanga. Here in Mpumalanga, what I can tell you is that in the last conference, we agreed to implement the foundation course. And Mpumalanga, in terms of the foundation course, is the leading province of the ANC. And this course is the course of political education. And let me explain something to you about political education. Political education, as much as we can be as many, there'll be few who will understand what we are talking about. But the terms of NGC. For you to understand and conceptualize the NGC documents and think independently on your own, you must have a deeper understanding based on the tools of analysis that have been imparted on you as members of the ANC. So, comrades, today we undertook that mission. We have deployed comrades throughout the provinces, length and breadth of South Africa. And me, I was deployed here. Comrade Mandla said I deployed myself here in Mbalula because I deploy. So he says you decided to deploy yourself. So we are all deployed, comrades, in General Council preparatory meetings. This should be an exciting moment for the ANC. Comrades, the moment that we are in requires an appreciation by all of us. And I want to deal with the issue of organization and how organization operates, which is very important. You are going to a a regional conference. And I want to explain to you that regional conferences are not run by national office. They are run by the province. And the province report to us. So Comrade Manda as the chair and the provincial secretary and members of the PC deployed here, they run the conference. And I don't know in terms of Comrade Joe, NEC members, who is deployed here. Because there should be an NEC member deployed to this region and should be part of this conference. All these comrades, but primarily the province, are the ones who address all the problems that you have faced here in terms of your conference. The SG is not the key to the conference. It's just a part of the puzzle, if you understand. But primarily and politically, the conference is run by the province. Mina ngirana province. Siyalandela. Yeah. Mna as the SG, I run the province. If bayahluleka ukurana le region, ndiyangena. And then I take over. Because there's no leadership in Mbalula. Then it will mean that. And how did it clarify, Manda? Bazawundikhatha where I say there's no leadership in Mbalula. And then barane ngayo ku WhatsApp groups. If it SG said there is no leadership in Mbalula. By what I'm saying that if I have to come in, it will mean that there will be no leadership. At the present moment, there is leadership led by Manda. So, comrades, I'm not going to comment about credentials and the things we're talking about. I was sitting like I don't hear you. So, if there are comrades who are not happy, they must engage with the conference. Ningabahawu ngoba nibaningi ukubadlula. Uyabona? Mamelan. ANC comrades. The reason izinto zonakala is because asilalelani. Ufanele nibalalele noba uyiwa. Siyazwana? Ningarash. Ujaha. Iba kancane nje. Umuntu we-ANC makwinhlangano ye-ANC akhulume azityala igila. Azive ukuthi ngibatshelile. Akhulume. they can be wrong sometimes. So i-comrade mayisenhlanganisweni yombutho ilaleleni, but nobody has got the right to disrupt. Akho mntu unelungelo lo disrupta inhlangano njengoba lihlezi la nithi nina niyinkomfa iprovince yenu ikhona manje nixoxa ama-credentials. If their comrades who've got views about that mabaziraise at the end niya-adopt, then niqhubeke niye phambili. Inkomfa yeyenu. This is your conference. Uyabona manje abantu bathi bebuza ama-question, mina ngilele lapha endlini ebusuku angisakwazi nokulala ngalama conference wenu ngoba kuvele kufika iloya engayaziyo attorney what attorney. So umuntu once aya ekhodo angisamlaleli ukuya ngeorganization, ngimthumela amaloya because labantu baquqa ecourt la. The ANC is governed by processes. And andizukomenta because zonke lezi zinto zibuya zize ku-SG. Fanele ngiziphendule kuphi? E-court. Nina njengoba nihlezi la niyinkomfa, do what the conference does. Ningajiki lapho. And then ningathi amanye ama-comrade makalana e-raise ama-issues. Uzwelo ngimbonile ekhuluma la u-treasurer we-Youth League. Esamonyula lapha. Abenganyulwa yimi benyulwa zintanga zakhe. Enamonyula uTG. So his party, I'm sure he branch delegate angazi. And other comrades were speaking here. And others and so on. I'm a comrade in the meeting. There will always be different views. But there are conferences I've gone which is wrong. People can't come to the conference bazenjuzo koku credentials. Inkomfa faneleke iqhubeke. Kunabantu abadala la. Abanye kudala befikile bathi baze enkomfeni ngafonela umnyumama ngapha eLimpopo Mbalula. Aphi ngwana ke khale re tutsi moriemetse u ba re wena kwena u dutsi u dima di dispute kono tuli house. Re nyaka u ngwana ke isale kilimo. Aphi a re u kgetha kwa ko Nasrek. Nersatsi buruka tloa wa re tshwara gampe gaka. Isale re fitla moriemetse wena ngwana ke ba re u dutsi di dispute kwa. Kono tuli house isale re fitla mo ngwana ka ke soje. Ba mphile di nomoro tsa mo. Ke unyaka. Kare comrades, what are you doing there? Kare no, you are not going to do that. So kwabata badala la. We are on Ayo Youth League ANC. So Ayo Women's League ANC. ANC organization ngugalele bhayi. Uyabona mawuya lapha ku Khosas. Uya ku Youth League. Bayakwazi inkomfa engahlali nje bayi disrupted. Loka ANC uya disrupta. Uyabona manje kudala sikhuluma nabantu. Sizodila ngawo. Because that we cannot allow now. And I had to use the word deal because there are people who just don't want to be ANC. And who just behave in an unbecoming manner. Now, comrades, you must be disciplined. You must be organized. Ngoba le ndawo sikuyo imbi. If other comrades feel disgruntled or they are not agreed about certain processes, who right to start? Banikezeni chance. Bareze izinto zabo la. Because the next thing we don't want is outside. The ANC must leave ENHLANZENI Regional Conference stronger. Because here in Mpumalanga, we must come back from the 50% and win this province. And the story we are getting from Mpumalanga is that we will get up and above 50%. Because we are saying, I've seen and we have seen a province that is reacting to the moment with determination to come back. Among by-elections that are taking place, we are winning them decisively. And in Mpumalanga, you need to consolidate unity and engage comrades far-fetched. It's about how you behave as a member, which voluntarily you have joined this organization. And you must assimilate the principles of political discipline in the organization. I-ANC inhlekisa manje ngoba masigadarishe kanje kuyaziwa ukuthi sizolwa. Comrades, there is nothing wrong about having a different point of view and dissent and run organization properly. If you are defeated in terms of your point of view, there are recourse in the ANC. So there's no need to run outside and give us a bad name and bring the name of organization into disrepute. So we wish you well in your conference, and that this conference will succeed, and this conference will understand the challenge ahead. Uchaba, the enemy, is upon us. They want the ANC to perish and diminish. Comrades, we will not win back power unless you, the foot soldiers of the ANC, and all of us as leaders, we are inspired to fight back. If you are not inspired, you will never defend something if you are not inspired about it. It is said that the people believe in the ideas, but they no longer trust the vehicle that carries out those ideas. And that vehicle is the ANC, of which me and you, we have an opportunity and a privilege to lead. The people trust the ideas, but they don't believe in the vehicle we lead. And yet the ANC is doing so much. People say ANC is corrupt. I am saying to you, ANC is not corrupt. ANC is fighting corruption every day. ANC today doesn't take responsibility for its individual members who are caught up in corrupting.
ANC is not corrupt. What are you saying, Mr. Mbalula? I don't know what are you saying, man. ANC is not corrupt. You can, please, I don't think he can say ANC is not corrupt. He should say maybe some of the members of the ANC are not corrupt. You see, it makes sense in that way. You know, instead of saying ANC is not corrupt, I think he's not being truthful. You know, he can say some of the members are corrupt, some of the members are not corrupt. But I understand. He's an AG, right? He's an SG. So he has to just speak positive about the party. But according to what we know already and what happened in the past, and you know, some people they got right-handed and all of that. So it's I don't know. Sometimes I know politics they want to, but anyway.
You are caught up in corrupt activities, you are charged. You are asked to appear before court. The ANC says, step aside. Before, we used to have ANC members going to court, accompanying comrades and singing songs and wearing our t-shirts. Today, iphelile lonto peyiye. Umntu nomntu zimela ayedwa. Ngoba lezinto atyholwa ngazo asizazi. These things is accused of, we don't know. That's why as the party we say, step aside. And we took that decision. Comrades, corruption is dangerous. You could have seen what Zondo Commission has reported and what has been recovered. Billions of rands. Assets of people have been stolen, and some have been frozen. Billions.
For me, I don't understand how this thing of step aside works, guys. I don't want to lie to you. I know that Mr. Mbalula did say before that when a member maybe is being accused of corruption, and then they put charges on that person, right? In other words, there are charges on him or her, and then that person they will say to him, step aside. Right? Now the question that I have is Mr. Mkunu, were there any charges against Mr. Mkunu? I think I do remember there was a time, I don't know who pressed the charges or who went to court for charges, but I remember hearing that there were people who went to do charges and everything. Now, if the charges were done, I was expecting that the ANC, not Mr. Ramaphosa, because Mr. Ramaphosa acted as a president. As the ANC, I was expecting them to do that step aside thing. Okay? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in terms of the charges, but I remember hearing some things to say that there were people who went and actually laid charges on him and all of that. Then Mr. Ramaphosa, the way he did it, he just said it's just a leave, a payment, like it's going to be paid. It's a leave that is on pay, okay? So I really don't know, guys, what this step aside thing works, It seems like for me, if you are not their favorite, if you are not somebody's favorite, it's like this step aside thing, it does work on you. Because Mr. Magashule actually did go through the courts. Now, unless, I might be wrong, unless maybe if you start going to court, if they lay charges on you, or if there are charges against you, then you are going courts. Maybe, just maybe, that's when they will say, okay, you need to step aside. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments on what you think about that. And maybe I've missed it. Maybe I'm wrong on other things, okay? But I don't know. For me, it seems like, I don't know, man. That is why I'm thinking, maybe it depends on who you are. It depends on, maybe, I don't know, man. Hey, but anyway.
And by this government of the ANC, and they say, no, Cyril Ramaphosa is the most indecisive president. Now, they said Cyril Ramaphosa is selling out. He's in the pockets of capital. So why is capital disinvesting in South Africa from their blue-eyed boy? It's because capital itself has to be persuaded it has got its own agenda. And it doesn't start with Cyril Ramaphosa now at the helm. It will still continue even after him, whoever is going to be the leader of the ANC. Irrespective of our policies, capital has disengaged and disinvested in this country over a period of 10 years in our economy. Most industries that we expect out of them will generate jobs have disinvested in this country. Who will deny the fact that COVID-19 was detrimental and the final point of decimating our economy and major industries in our country? Bigger companies in the airspace, in particular our own AXA, is only now coming back and generating profit. But it was being decimated over the years. Major infrastructure projects came to a halt. And we said this COVID will see it in the long term. The defects and the effects it has done in terms of our economy. We are now reforming, restructuring, even ESCOM, and you can see the dividends already. We began to structure ESCOM in such a way that it will function maximally and deliver. Transmission this side, everything this side. We have fought and we are defeating load shedding. They said we are doing it for elections. It will be load shedding much. When we were fighting load shedding, they said we are doing it for elections. They no longer talk about it. It's only when we are at stage 8. They say we told you. We had an election, and even beyond elections, more than 300 days without load shedding in this country. We have even surpassed that. We no longer talk load shedding now, we talk load reduction. And in this partnership, we don't talk about the role of criminals in the economy. The people who destroy the infrastructure, the connectivity of the electricity in our different townships. We don't talk about them. Everything is about government. Who is going to talk about them when we tore ourselves asunder? And we have put a blind eye to the things that undermine the project of the NDR, and then we look at positions. Comrades, this conference will pass. Positions will. Last conference, you have lost your friends now, this conference. Last conference, they were your friends. Next conference, you'll have new ones. Beni abangani. Kudala ndihamba le venue. Masifaka umalema, ngahlala lapho ubusuku bonke. Du president we youth league ngashaya bomduma nana bethi bayageza la. Ngabagijimisa very fast. Du president we youth league. Yaphuma eMpumalanga. Sebenza no Didi Mabuza, may his soul rest in peace. Dafaka nabo Desmond, uyayazi. Damfaka waba deputy president. Awumfana, deputy president. Uyabona manje makahlezi lana ubizwa former deputy president. At least une title. No, it was not when Adeza uzange ungene ngesasikhathi. Wangena after. But ubukhona la. Khona kule venue ngihamba ngenye imoto la ngalala ubusuku bonke na uDidi athi ungahambi lapha. Umandla isengunobhala. Umandla ikunobhala welpho. I-conference, they are like that. Uyaya econferenceni uzimisela uneshori ushawe la. Kade ngiye econference ze-ANC ngafika ngapha eMangaung ngishawa ugwede. Impumalanga ingahambi nami lapha. Hayi ngashaywa man, daylight. Nakhona laphana nathi besigoloza sisithi sidlelwe etafileni. Abantu abaluzayo all time soloke besikhala. Siyadliwa la, sidlelwe etafileni. Ngashaywa laphana nami ngangikhalaza ukuthi awugwede usirobhile. I had to admit on my way home ukuthi hayi comrades masiyeke ukuganga sishayiwe lapha. Usongezo Mjongile was my friend. May his soul rest in peace. Benimbiza isiduko sakhe nguMadiba, ndathi Madiba ithe xa ngene enkonfeni i-delegates zase KZN zayisihlezi njengani. Zicula zithi sizokushaya Mbalula. Yabona namuhla sizokushaya mfana. Hey, ngithi ngobani labantu laba bangibiza mfana ngathi yabona babaningi abantu abaphuma enkatheni abajoin iANC abayazi lento ukuthi wayi-comrade. Bavela bakubize mfana nje. Bona bacabanga sisempini la. Asilwe. Sizokushaya mfana ngithi hayibo. Seningishaya kwenze njani manje? Ningama comrade. Sizokushaya phela wena Mbalula sizokushaya. Uyabona? Sizokushaya ngempela. Ngithi hayibo madoda. Asikwempini la siya contesta. Ningama comrade wami. Nisenongishaya ngevote but sizophuma la singama comrade. Uyabona? So asikwempini. So ngashaya lapha ngashiya izicathulo zami lapha. Nakhona lapha abantu bengihamba nabo mangifika lapho ngabona siweek. Dathi kusongezo ngangiphiwe ipost pakuthiwa nibengu deputy SG ndiye ku contest ugwede. Ndithi singayithathi nje mtshana lento ngoba siyayinikwa lento. But yathi no i-transition yakho izoba lula man. Ukwete makahamba i-last term yakhe le wena uzovela sothenga over. Hey usongezo principle mchana. Ndingayiva le principle. Iphi le principle ethe we must contest for the sake of contest. Noba siyashaya amadoda. Hey ngoba ndikwi-faction ndaqonda ukuthi I'll lose my name. Kuthiwa lo sake samnyula igwala. Hey nami ngama kodwa ngibona ngiweak la. Igama lami mangibizwa laphana ngiphakama ngeshori, yes I'm available. Inkomfa ngiyayibuka ihambile. Ayikho into yami. Ngiyashaywa la. Ihambile. Uyabona? Ipolitiki mayingena ngesisu. If bengicabanga ngesisu ndenza umzekelo ukuthi hey ubuminister buyahamba manje. Yonke into iyahamba manje. Ngengivela ngababhetray yabosongezo. Ngiyabona nginabantwana abancane nginomfazi wami. Ene la ngiriska into enkulu nobuminister buyahamba. Kanti ayisuka ndihamba nama-comrades. Angeke ngibalahle la. Ayindahamba ne-faction yami sashaywa. Ithe mangene egoli ngivuka the following day ngathola ukuthi angingenanga nakwazo additionals. Ungahle icabanga ukuthi imeko yami lezo holiday ibimbi kakhulu. Ibimbi phela mina ngabuya sengibuya nge-co-option. Ugwede lo bengishaya wangikhopha. Wangibuyisa. Azange ngimoshela isikhathi wathi hayi wena ndiyakuthanda qha nje uyaspida wena. Uyabona? Uyabona? Manje nina comrade nilwa nize niyobulalana. Umantashe ngiseva naye manje. National officials. If ebengaboni future kum ngewavela wathi maseze ndimcumze ngoba sengimqedile. But he was the first to bring me back. Ya wathi no Mbalula ngizombuyisa. Yathi thuba nje angayazi ngaba sengibizwa. Wathi unobhala iza bendukuphula nje ingqosha. Bendukumosha nje kancane. But you see comrades, that's how the ANC should be. Sizawuya kude nglombutho wethu because thina we've got nothing. Bengitshela ama-comrade laphana kwezi speakers notes izinikiwe. Must analyze thina sisakhula when we're growing up. Nobody will leave the ANC. We joined the ANC once. It's only now we see people leaving the ANC they join on Omkokwa. And the only thing, one is that into bebeyifuna la abayitholanga. Ngoba bebezele is-self-interest. Kahle i-ANC kahle le ANC yethu. Ngisho sowushayekile wahambi la. Because this is the vehicle of our people. But uzohamba if uphetikiwa. Uyayazi lonto. AmaXhosa bathi uzingela uphetikiwe. Uyabona xa ngumfana uhamba uzingela uhlala emaplazini or ezilalini. Angithi uyazingela umvundla. And then bathi xa uzingela nje uhamba nenja but uphetikiwe. You've got salt in your hand wherever that you catch. Ufakikiwa utye. So uzingela uphetikiwe. So apha embuthweni it means ulapha but ujonga isihlalo. Ujonga into ejongile mangayitholi lento udla phansi. So that is why it will be easy for you to change political parties. And then now xa ufika kule political party ixaka uyakwenye. Yeka ngimbize nje ngegama uManyi. Liyandoda iwatshintshile ama-political party. Wasuka kwi-ANC waya kwi-ATM, wasuka kwi-ATM waya kuJulius waya kuZuma, uhleli ngempundo enye ngokupha kuZuma. Kuphelile. Mawukhuluma ngoManyi yakhomba bathi hey wait. Uyabona? Ene inhloni ngoba lo muntu lo ubephuma kuphi? La kuthi. Uyabona i-ANC awuyiflatheli. Kungaba lulu iflathela because naxa uhambayo abantu be-ANC abakuho because bayakwazi ukuthi wenza iphutha lento ubuze ngayo la awitholanga. So la kwa ANC we join once. Any ANC kufuneka uzinikeze ithuba, you must give yourself chance to understand it. Comrades, you will not always get your way here. Some of us, we have fought battles, the faction, ezinye sizwinile, ezinye sizwinanga. Yeah, in the ANC. Any faction, comrades, ungabo ba loyal with faction. Ngoba faction will make you feel small. Any faction, even when you go right, you think independently, faction won't allow you. Any faction always affirm the weak. And kukho abantu abasustain factions because they know outside the faction they are nothing. Uyayazi ukuthi masesivulela amahashi kuthiwa omnye nomnye makazimele without faction you won't survive. Because you are an accident of history wena uyazazi. But makuthiwa makavulelwe wena nawe masizimele angeke ulunge. Funeka uthi ncatha la ngoba uyazazi uzenze effective pa and nakwi faction ungene ngento eyi-1 nje ulwimi uyaxoka nje. Uxabanisa ama-comrade wenza yonke into. Mina kaningi ngizwa abantu ngibalelele ngiseluthuli house bakhuluma amanga nje. Umuntu angasuka nje akhuluma amanga athi yazi uMandla wenze lokhu nalokhu akayazi izolo benginomandla. Ebusuku bengihlezi nomandla. Ekuseni ngihlangene nomuntu bathi hey bebehlangene phi angila eMpumalanga uMandla akayazi uMandla la iduze kwami. Ngime nomandla ngaleso sikhathi. Abantu uOliver Tambo athetha ngabo athi zi-wedge drivers. They move from one to the other. Abuya azokutshela yabona kwakukomyutata owasweleka owaye ku-ANC before Siqabana ePulukwane bebethi ngubhuti uMluleki George, may his soul rest in peace. Angifuni ukuthetha ngaye ngoba ifamily yakhe izangikwatela ngoba ngifuna ukuthetha ngomcomrade eswelekile, but into emnandi nansi ngaye ebephethe pha bephethe khona. If akuve ukuthi no appointilwe elsewhere ebeza ngaspeed azokutshela athi uzawungena pha. Uyabo athi uzawungena lapha. Hey nawe wothuke uthene athi uzongena pha zaba ngumeya ajonga xa ugqiba ungena pha ke uzungandigezeli. Khumbule ukuthi if beningekho apho bungazungena. Into endiyilwileyo kula meeting asoze iyazi. I fought for you. Hey na ubona ukuthi hey umbulele uthi hey manibulele mntu omkhulu hey hayi undisebenzela. Anilanga lingakajoni ingene ifone eluthuli house or wherever kuthiwa hey uappointiwe emfondini. Hey ibe ngathi ungambiza uthi uphi cime ifone ngelo xesha uzenza can't get. Ayivule xa ivula athi yintoni manje undifonela kangaka. Uthi hey lantu uyithetha tuqalele nje. I told you. Found it out. Why do you doubt me? Uyakulwisa ngoku is fighting with you. Don't doubt me. Tuqalele uzawungena nje. Undiharasa ubusuku bonke ayisuka. Abuyeke. For the rest of your life you are accountable to him. Bakakubizayo ukuthi left uzawubaleka.
You see, this is what I said, I think in one of my videos where I was talking about like to say, you know, when it comes to politicians, whether you like it or not, you know, politics, it's a competition inside the party. and also even in government, it's a competition. But obviously, in the parties, it starts in the parties. It's a competition. Whether you want to accept it as a competition or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it is a competition. Okay. Now, I said in the other video that politicians sometimes they do promise things to people. Okay. And when they promise things to people, what happens is when that person maybe has gotten or has found or maybe is in that proposition now, and then maybe that he's been looking for a long time, and maybe they've put him there as a favor or anything like that. In most cases, when you make promises, I can tell you, you will have a problem. That's why you see some presidents or maybe some presidents, they put a person as a minister now, not because sort of like they think the person can do the job, but sometimes it is because they promise that person to say, I will do this for you if you vote for me. I will do this for you if you mobilize people for me, and then maybe you can vote for me when it is time for presidency or contestation. Okay, so people, they recruit people, and unfortunately when you recruit people, you make promises. In most cases, you need to keep those promises. Okay, that's why you see, so sometimes instead of a minister being fired, they are not fired. Instead of a minister being like removed in a post, they are not removed. It's either they are reshuffled or anything, because there are favorites. Okay, this is my lady, this is my guy. They, in whatever that I will do, I will never remove this person. Okay, because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In some cases, it's favoritism. You've got your favorite people as a person. You've got your favorite people as a president. You are like, these ones, I want them in my team. Whatever happens to them, I'm going to protect them. That's what happens. Now, Mr. Mbalula here speaks about something very important. I said it in my videos to say sometimes people do things to you. They put you in positions because they want favors in the future. Simple as that. It's what it is, guys. Whether you like it or not, it is just like that. It's politics, it's competition. Everyone in the party, they want something they can get hold of. You try and hold there and hold there and hold there. As long as you get some positions, it's just what it is. And Mr. Mbalula, in most cases, when he fights against factionalism, in most cases he would fight it when it is before the conference. That means if the conference is far away, and then people are busy talking about president, whatever, in most cases he fights against it. I don't think, though, he nullifies it and say, yeah, there should not be functions, because functions is what creates actually some competition. That's why you've got contestation in parties of a president against a president, one person against the other, secretary general, one person against the other, deputy president, because it's a contestation, it's a competition. You see, that's how it is. In most cases, I've heard Mr. Mbalula, every time he fights it, he fights against doing it during the year. The conference is in December, but people in June already, they are talking about presidency, this and that and that. And then he usually fights that. Okay, but factionalism, guys, will always be there. There's nothing you can do about it. It will always be there. You see, people who are in a region, or who are in a region, in that region, there are people who've got their favorites. You've got your favorite that you want to be an SG. You've got your favorite that you want to be the deputy president. When you go and vote, when you go and do the things that you do, guys, in conferences, already people, they know who are they going to vote for. Some people, they don't like other people to be in those positions. Some people, they remove others because, that's why Mr. Mbalula here says that some of you guys, you end up killing each other. Why are you killing each other? This thing, it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be a competition. You don't have to come to a point where you end up like taking somebody out just because you want to occupy a position. I don't know how people cope when you take somebody's life just because you want a position. I don't know how do you live. I don't know how do you sleep at night. I don't know what that does it say in your mind when you take somebody's life just because you want a position. I don't know what type of a person that thinks like that. I just don't get it. Anyway, I don't know, guys.
You now no longer think about the organization. You think about this person. So in the organization, you must think about the organization. Go about all women, liars, they are many. And they rise out of that. Comrades, nothing is easy in the organization as big as ours. But you must never be inimical in your differences. You must preserve the ANC for what it is. And that's what is important. And I want to tell you this, that we are confronted with a monumental task to recover as the African National Congress. We have adopted GNU as a tactical intervention after we have witnessed a strategic setback. The NDR has been slowed down, but will come back with your determination. And you comrades here in Mpumalanga must have felt it more than anyone in the country. Because Mpumalanga that was in the 70s is now 50. And I was telling comrades, watching those results, it was like watching Kaizer Chiefs. Ngoba niyawina kwezinsuku mandiniyeke. Mandithethe nge-club yami Pirates. Left when they scored the 6th goal. We lost 6-0 to SuperSport. And my wish at that time, watching that match, I was talking to myself, I say, referee just blew it, he penned the game. This thing is torture. When I was looking at the results, Mpumalanga coming down, that way my way, among our motive forces and among our people who were going down. So comrades, those were painful as they were, those results. And when I see the comrades of Mpumalanga every day doing what they do, without us coming here as national leadership, saying there is a squabble there and all of that and so on, it's encouraging. The determination of the comrades coming together. Conferences will pass. If you love the ANC, the conference will pass, but you'll stay here. Whether you win or lose, you will work for the movement. But if you were here just for a post, awuzukhona, awukhona uzawahamba or uyohlala ekhaya. Uthi mina ngiphumile lento ndiphumela ntoni kuyini siyanzelanga Mbalula apha. And then if Mbalula unyuliwe mna ndinyulwanga mna ndiyaqhuba, I will go in my branch and then ndiqhube. But if bendizele uMbalula, I will stay at home and ndilinde yena. Uzawundibona uMbalula esakhokhela. Xa kubizwa i-General Council ndize nebranch yam. Ndiphakamisa izandla from the back. General Council ndize nebranch yam. Ndiphakamisa izandla from the back. Ndisekhona mhlekazi. Order. Ubecabanga ukuthi ndiqedile ndisekhona. Because I came here not for you. And then I will rise again. And if I do work and my comrades see me, they say you rise through the eyes of your peers. Bazawubona ukuthi lendoda lena will never die, or lo mama. They work hard for the organization. Don't put your belief and feelings to an individual and feelings to the revolution. Put the feelings of how you feel about your people, not to an individual. The only person you can put feelings on is your wife or your husband. That's your feeling. And the next feeling, what moves you is the people. When they suffer, you see them suffering. You say, but comrades, ingata sense kahle. If in Tokolo yabantu bakuthi, the suffering of our booty, the suffering of our people does not move you as a leader, as an activist, then you don't belong here. Because what must move us is our people. Ukuthi mawubona abantu bakuthi behlupheka, uyazi ukuthi masiqinise. Eneqiniselani comrades. Uba siqinisa abantu bakuthi bazawutyhafa, uchaba luzongezelani comrades. Uba siqinisa abantu bakuthi bazawutyhafa, uchaba luzongenelela, izawumka inkululeko yabo, ne-African National Congress izawutshona. So that's what we must understand. And that we must defend the ANC. The ANC is doing a lot of work. That's why there's something good you are doing. What we bring each other down and bring our organization down. But maunobheka sibale izinto esizenzayo. And I was barely like 1, 2, 3. Funeka uzibonise ebantwini. You know, there are people who say, we don't know. ANC has never built an infrastructure. Umandla beninaye la. Sivula umgwaqo sabekayo la. MEC we transport, the minister in transport. Not 5 years ago, 3 years ago, besila. Sigcoke overall. Sikhathi report sivula umgwaqo niyahamba laphana niyashata niyajola kuyafiwa. Accident ziyabuya siyapha eMaputo umgwaqo
Hey, Mbalula is crazy, bro.
Yenzo i-apartheid Lord. And the settlement is apartheid. Abantu bakuthi bathatha babekwe ebudwayibeni kwindawo engafunekanga bahlala kuzo. Umhlaba wobutyebi where they were supposed to build were preserved for the few in terms of Group Areas Act. And we're undermining that every day. If you look at what we have done to alleviate poverty and intervene, the majority of people who are in that program, more than 17 million, I'm sure it's 20 million now, South Africans who are on that program, cushioning the poorest of the poor. Grants. We don't. The economy must respond adequately so, with all the challenges that I've actually mentioned. And that's what is important. Mpumalanga is a mining area, partly. So the mining must benefit our people. Namhlanje amakomrete bethetha nge-just transition. But it must go with our own terms. Let it not be just transition to decimate jobs. It must go with our terms. As we move towards greening the economy and all of that, but it must not be faster to a point where silahlekelwa imisebenzi. Lokho kufuneka sikugcine kwizinto zonke sizenzayo. That's what is important for us. La eMpumalanga kusebenzekile, kuyasebenzeka la. A lot of things have happened, and they must be preserved under the auspices of the African National Congress. We must analyze correctly what has depleted the ANC. You know, Mauya kwezinye indawo laphana were depleted because of element of criminality that has crept in the ANC. Kubulawa abantu nje emini daylight, umuntu afe nje hamba. Iy'nkabi ziyaqashwa, ama-comrade ayabulala. But ke abanye babo bakwaziwe ukuboshwa. Kwanciphisa lokho. And that destruction that was actually happening. Comrades, the ANC will be defended by you. Nobody else. And in this conference, we wish you can focus on the task at hand. Respect the ANC. We have honor iskezo, Comrade Man, where people behave as they wish. It's over now. Uqala nge-NEC. Kukho abantu abacinga bafana apha kwa-ANC, they are commentators. But babe behleli nathi. Awusoze ubabone lama-comrade defender i-revolution. But they will be quick to point at pointers in public and criticize the NDR and the ANC. Very quick. And discipline starts from the NEC level. And it goes down. So if NEC does not give leadership and behave, the rest will think we must do the same. ANC members insult each other on Facebook. Which other political party in this country shows its dirty linen in public more than our organization? Uyabona manje lento iqhubekela kule nkomfa ukuthi credentials and all of that, it will be a story outside. Mawungekho kule nkomfa ungacabanga ukuthi ANC file. Mawungekho la ngacabanga eNhlanzeni, hey abantu bafile eNhlanzeni kwenzakalani? Ngabantu abaku Facebook akekho na kwi conference ulele ngomqolo ngaphansi komthi. He's talking about a conference angekho kuyo. Ulele ngomqolo ba emini usuka apho ngena ku WhatsApp group. Mbalula ubesithi bayamkhatha laphana, bamkhathe bathi nansi uthi Mpumalanga iweak. Bayiveze laphana. No SG utsho uthi Mpumalanga iweak. Ukhathazeka iphayiphayisi yephezulu hey. Igadeni into enityayo apha ku social media. Don't consume everything. Rely on your organization. Iyekeni Zoom meetings. Zisebenziseni nje for coordination. Akusasetyenzwa ka-ANC ama-comrade ahlangana kwi-Zoom meeting. Umuntu oku-Zoom meeting uhlele etywaleni. Ubeke ifone on silent. Wena ucabanga ukuthi no, lo muntu ukulalele lo akakulalelanga akakutyo bomlungu. Makagqibileyo umbuza ukuthi bekuthiwani akazukutshela lutho. Akazwanga ku-branch secretary lo. Umbeke kwi-Zoom meeting. And then you expect to deliver the results in local government and campaigning on the ground. That person didn't hear you. Akazwanga uhleli kwi-Zoom, ulele kwi-Zoom. Ukhuluma nomuntu kwi-Zoom, uthetha nomuntu owenza into zakhe nje. Uhlezi lapha ubeke ispikara lapha. Ulalele kwispikara ukuthi noxa kuthiwa Thabiso. Yes, Comrade Chair. And then kukho lento ke kuthiwa for a better connection. Abantu bangaveza ama-video yesiyarojwa pha. Kuthiwa hayi suvela i-video Comrade. I-connection yakho will be better. Sirojwa daylight i-robbery ke leyo. Umuntu angavezi i-video. Maka connecta ku-Zoom uvela atsibele la video ayipress red. Angaveli. Comrade Chair, I was thinking what has been suggested by comrades is something that we can do very, very, very quickly. Here in our branch, we've finished all the work, comrades. Usho ekuzuma kayaziwa na kulondawa kuyo. You go and draft a report. Comrades in what level? Ayishaya umsebenzi. abasebenzi lutho bakuZoom. So iZoom isebenzise to coordinate. Don't use it as a meeting platform. ERC asabizo, EPWC asabizo. Zibizwa kwiZoom meeting. Comrades, iCovid ithe mayiphela. Sayiphelisa thina at national level. Mina bangena ngibanga uSG. Upresident savumelana ne-top 7. Thina sizuhlala meeting ya Zoom. Every Monday uPresident Ramaphosa, uPresident we-ANC, uPresident we-country ungacabanga ukuthi uxakeke kangakanani. But every Monday uPaul Mashatile, uDeputy President we-country, Mantashe, uNational Chair, usebenza futhi ebuhulumenteni. Thina si full time. But I can tell you without fail, every Monday siseluthuli. Yabona tomorrow, mangisuka la, ndiyeluthuli. Go Monday, ndiseluthuli. Every Monday is an ANC day. Asihlangani ngeZoom lele ngomqolo uphethe eBhabhalazi. Xokiselana phaya. No, sijongane emehlweni face to face. Top 7. 2 o'clock kungena iNWC. Phakathi 11th floor, bangayibhombi 11th floor thika. 11th floor. Luthuli house siyahlangana lapha every Monday. Nina pema branchini comrades nibizwa ngo-secretary banibizela kwizwithi. Akalalanga ngeSunday okay jive. Munathi mpulala. Secretary, ngoba secretary be-ANC. They are very young. Manje abasecretary ayisangomakhehle namakhehlekazi. I-youth. Umuntu lele phaa kumapiano, kumaphorisa the whole Sunday. You expect that person to run the organization? Ngomvulo ulele ngomqolo. Yes, comrade, the agenda is there. I've flighted it, comrade. Ulele. Oko ilimunati mpulaye the whole Sunday. Nirani ANC ngeZoom meeting. Iyawa le organization. I-meeting, comrades, mayihlale ye-BC. Mayihlale nijongane emehlweni. Upresident uyakwazi attend umsebenzi we-ANC. A-attende nowe-country. Thina sihlulwa yini? Sila egroundini. Sihlulwa yini? Ngisho ebuya ngaphesheya uze emeetingini yombutho. Every Monday without fail. Ninganqameli izinto. Uyabona ngoku nizawulwa ngesikhokhelo apha. I can't do wrong. Xa ningavaniyo, yes, contest. But xa ucontest afuneka uyazi ukuthi usenongawini. And noba uyakwazi mos njengami ucontest uzibona nawe ukuthi hey apha. You must be brave. Uyazi ukuthi jonga apha ndizawubethwa straight. Ayizulunga lento. Uyabona? Izawulunga next time. Cenga apha kwi-additionals mntakwethu ubone unawulunga na. Kube right. It's not the end in itself. Contest.
Ooh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Thank you so much for all those who have been watching, and also, okay, there is no like. Thank you for not liking. I appreciate for not liking. Thank you so much for not liking the video. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You have a good day, guys, and you have a fantastic day, right? Thank you for watching, and I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you next time when we do the live. And think the next live is going to be on Thursday. That will be about the what commission, I think. It's going to be about what? Let me see. It's going to be about the commission press conference. Is it press conference or what? Oh, it's going to be about the parliamentary briefing, economic cluster. Going to listen there. There was some interesting thing there that was said about the minister of what, communication, I believe. You know, the SAPC and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We are out.